Hello everybody, my name is Fionn. This is my first video about the Disney College Internship Program, and today I had my phone interview. It was scheduled for 12:15. It lasted for 23 minutes, so from 12:15 to 12:38, and I think it went pretty well. I gave some nice lengthy answers, and hopefully that's what they want, what they're expecting. Yeah, when she called me, when I picked up, she was, really nice. I wasn't even nervous the entire time. Like, I was super nervous before the interview, but when I picked up the phone and started talking with her, my nerves just went away, because your recruiter is going to be super nice. From what I hear like all of them are nice. And she'll tell you what you guys are going to talk about beginning of the interview. She told me that we're going to talk about attractions, not attractions, but the roles I want to do in my work experience, and how my work experience is going to help me with the roles I want to do. And her first main question was why I wanted to be in the Disney College Internship Program. And I talked about like why I wanted to do the internship, like how the internship is going to help me build up my resume professionally, because I want to work for Disney in the long run as a career. And yeah, I talked about how it's going to build up my resume professionally. And I also talked about how it's going to be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to help bring magic to the guests. Yeah, I talked for like, my answer was really long, and I was just kind of worried that it wasn't making any sense, because I was talking a lot, and I felt like I was talking kind of fast. So, hopefully they understood me. And then she asked me about my work experience, and I told her about how I've had a few jobs, but the main job I talked about was me being a server and a cashier at a Mongolian restaurant. I worked for her for about 6 months, and I talked to her about how it's gonna help me, because I want to be either a server, hostess, or a cashier at one of the quick or full service food places at Disneyland. And I talked a lot about that. My top choices were attractions and quick service, full service food places at Disney. And she asked me a lot of situational questions, like what would you do if there was a 4-year-old child who wasn't tall enough to ride one of the rides at Disneyland. Just certain questions like that. And she'll also ask you questions like, what was one of the questions she asked me? Have you ever been in an emergency situation? And if you have, what was the situation? How did you handle it? Things like that. I don't know what to say next. Lost train of thought, sorry. I'm really bad at making these kind of videos. But yeah, so just lots of talking about how work experience relates to the roles you want to do. Dang it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then, so, we're talking about situational questions, blah, blah, blah. Make sure to say, like, things like, the guest always comes first. Remember, keep that mentality. And also, try to bring up examples of how times that you've tasked. Like, she asked me a lot of questions about, like, how I treat the guests, and I know, like, Disney wants you'd have the mentality that the guest comes first and make sure that the guest is happy, and to be able to multitask. So those are pretty big. And that's not just coming from me, from the other videos I've seen on YouTube of DCPs who were in the program. That's what they said. That's where I got the information from. And then at the end, she was like, okay, I've asked you all the questions. Now it's your turn to ask me any questions that you have. And I heard it was pretty important to have questions ready. So I asked her a few questions. Mine were how, I told her my major, and I asked her how, if there were any classes that could help me with my major. And there's this really good class. It's called the Speaker Series. I think that's what she said, the Speaker Series. And she pretty much said whatever major you have, it'll help you. She talked about how it was a pretty good class because it'll give you like networking opportunities, especially if you want to pursue a career with the Disney College program or the Disney company. And then I asked, how can I go above and beyond Disney's company's expectations working for the company? And she talked a lot about how the way we treat our guests, that's a very important part working for Disney in the parks, is treating your guests well. And that was that. Oh, and one thing that's good for your interview is to remember their name. They're going to tell you, the recruiter's going to tell you her name, he or she, beginning of the interview, and her name was Caddy. So I wrote that down, and at the end, when she was like, okay, bye, Fionn, we'll be in touch, I said, yeah, thank you, bye, Caddy, and she seemed pretty happy that I remembered her name. She was like, oh, thank you, bye, have a nice day, and bye, have a nice. One thing that I was mad about was I said have a nice day at the end. I didn't say have a magical day. I said have a nice day, which, I don't know. I was planning on saying have a magical day. And one thing that really bugged me, not bugged me, but kind of made me worried about the interview was she didn't ask me about how I get along with roommates, if I ever had roommates. And I know they usually ask potential DCPs that. And I don't know, I just was just hoping that she didn't skip the question because she didn't think I was going to get the job. And plus it was going on kind of long too. It was going on for around the 20-minute mark. That's when she started saying, okay, well, it's your turn to ask me questions. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm hoping I went well, and I'm hoping I got in. Yeah, and the reason why I'm gonna make these videos is to get in touch with other potential interns for the Disney College internship. So, yeah, get in touch, looking for a roommate if you get in, and if I get in. Talk about that. Anyways, I think that's all I pretty much have to say. If you want to get in touch, and we can, just get in touch with other potential interns, Okay, well, that's all I have to say. Bye.